You're listening to the Really Very Crunchy podcast with your hosts, Emily.
And baby possums. No?
Oh,
yeah.
Sure.
They talk now.
Oh.
I'd been working with them. It's sign language, so it's not great for a podcast. But if you're watching the video, then maybe.
Yeah, let me just... Oh, I don't have them anymore.
No, they're
I'm
gone.
So sad.
I fed them to the owls.
We did watch a YouTube video about like how to care for baby possums, and the guy, it's like titled "How to Care for Baby Possums," and the guy's like, "Don't."
Yeah,
Snakes and owls need food too.
Yes, he wasn't trolling either. Like you would think that that's you look up how to take care of baby possums, and if you received the information that he gave, which is feed it to the owls or the snakes,
Just leave him.
Right,
So
to
that
die.
Yes.
You would think that he's trolling, but he's all serious. Like, yeah, you don't need to take care of them.
That's nature.
That's nature. It's like, okay, well then we shouldn't have domesticated dogs either. I mean, how far do you want to take
dogs
this?
didn't just come that way?
Well, you were born naked. That's nature. We're not wearing clothes, so it's like, okay. We could take this
That was weird.
to an insane degree.
I thought it was weird.
I'm taking care of those baby possums.
No gardens. Sorry.
Yeah.
Nope.
Because it's
That's
tended.
nature. Yeah.
We need to get your food from the wild. You should eat the baby possums yourself. Because
I don't know. I'm kind of scared of disease. I wasn't like...
Is this an anxiety episode?
No.
Because we could go deep into your fear of diseases.
Initially, when I first saw it, I was like, I wonder if that has any diseases. And then it's so cute that I'm like, I don't care.
Life-threatening
I'm willing
disease.
to risk it to hold this baby possum.
That's a take. That's a weird risk.
Well, I didn't have any like small cuts on my fingers,
That's how it spreads necessarily.
I mean, that opens you up to quote unquote pathogens if there is such a thing.
I mean, that's one way.
No, so I was willing to risk it at first, and then I didn't think about it the whole time I was caring for them. And then we posted
because you were just so overwhelmed with love.
They seemed healthy.
what do you know what a healthy baby possum looks like? Maybe they
were vibrant. Well, one of them was a little less vibrant. If one of them was carrying
touch of the listo,
out of the
whatever.
two, there's one I'm slightly suspicious of. But no, he was just a sleepy baby possum, I think.
Probably just worms.
Yeah. No. I didn't see any worms in their poop or anything.
Well, that's good.
I just didn't really think. People are like, they have rabies.
They don't.
But they don't.
Not
Possums
typically.
generally don't carry rabies because they have a lower body temperature. So it's very rare.
Which I didn't expect that challenge, having to keep the babies warm.
Yeah.
Like things with fur usually handle it themselves pretty well.
Wow.
But yeah, had to keep them really warm.
Cashmere sweaters come in clutch.
Yeah, that's a great use of cashmere.
Well, I was using ones that had holes or were looking a little pilly.
The moths had already feasted upon them.
No, like rips. I hopefully don't have moth holes. That would be a big problem. That's like my nightmare is that
really?
I bring wool into the house that has eggs.
Oh, moth
and
larvae.
then hatch, and then they eat all my wool. It's a nightmare. I've seen posts on Facebook about people dealing with it. So when you buy secondhand wool, you're supposed to put it in the freezer for 72 hours in a bag that can be tied up. I was going to say like a Walmart bag, but it's so funny. Yesterday, my mom came over and she was like, "Do you have a Walmart bag?" And I was like, "What?"
No, I have reusable
I have trash bags. So,
yeah.
Anyway, so this is just a little tip. If you're out buying secondhand wool, put it in the freezer for 72 hours. Pull it out of the freezer for 24 hours because you have to let them, I don't know, something about the life cycles and everything. And then you put it back in the freezer for 72 hours. And then I pull it out and I put it in the dryer for, on high heat.
You just convinced...
Not while it's wet.
You just convinced 90% of the listeners to never buy secondhand wool.
Or you could just risk it. I've done that too.
Oh, not while wet because it'll shrink, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I learned that the reason wool shrinks in hot water is it's the movement. It's not actually the heat, or so I
Gets
heard.
more tightly woven
It's
together.
like getting felted. Yeah. So if you
Oh.
do buy secondhand wool and it smells of fragrances, you can gently soak it in hot water. Just don't agitate the wool.
You just have to wash it slowly.
Yeah.
Is it warm water or cold water? It doesn't matter.
Agitation?
Yeah, for the wool when it shrinks. Does it matter?
It's usually hot water. People warm water, hot water. That's the issue.
So there's more agitation with hot water?
Yeah, I think. I'm also not a fiber expert, though I can feel fibers as I'm thrifting.
I can feel fibers too.
You know?
No, I can feel them. You just walk around touching.
No, you know what they are.
I have nerve
Cotton,
endings.
Polyester, acrylic. I can.
Oh, yeah, you do have that gift. I don't have that gift. And it's like, oh, this feels cottony.
Well, I thrifted this secondhand skirt. It's silk, and I posted a handmade silk skirt, and someone said, "How do you know it's silk if it's handmade? Like there's no label." I'm like,
I've got the touch.
once you have felt silk.
Once you know, you know. IYK.
Anyway, my possums were living it up in the cashmere sweaters with a heating pad.
Living it up.
They were.
They're
not
now
dead.
They're now gone.
They were taken to a wildlife rehabber.
Yeah, but the story was that we couldn't get to them. We got them on Monday and something like that, and then you couldn't get to the rehabber until Friday. So you had a nice few days of
work week.
All right, tell me, how does caring for baby possums compare to caring for a newborn baby human?
Well, they do have to be fed every 4 hours.
So basically the same.
Not according to the rehabber. I'm a little worried about them. Honestly, they haven't left my thoughts because she's like, I said, are you going to feed them through the night? I was getting up every 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So I got up twice in the night. And
I did not, by the way.
It's fine.
I'm a terrible person.
You didn't really whenever you did with our first child. I don't really know why.
We're not talking about
weird.
children. I got up
I know,
with the
I'm just
kids all the time.
Not with the second child. You didn't really get up in the night. You got up at 4 a.m.
I got up at 4 a.m. to hold him for 3 hours till everyone else got up.
I get it because I was dealing with them all night. I get it. I get it. I was saying but you didn't have a habit of getting up with the children through the night.
Technically, Jason, that's early morning, not the middle of the night. 4 a.m. Okay.
Well,
I'm a good parent.
You are.
I promise.
You're the one who said I didn't get up with the possums. So you didn't get up with the possums. It's my choice.
Yeah, but then you started comparing it to our children.
No, I was just like, well, you don't have a habit of getting up with the baby creatures.
You don't either. Our youngest is 5 years old. Yeah. Habit's over.
Well, I really enjoyed getting up. I didn't have bitterness in my heart at all. It was like...
You were more bitter about our children waking up than our possums.
I was.
That's sad.
But also, I think part of it was there's an end in sight. You know, with the possums, I knew on Friday I wasn't going to be doing it anymore.
You got 18 years with these kids. How many
years am I going to be waking up with these kids?
Yeah, Dad, do you care if I live here through college? No! No, I actually hope they do. I'm not sending them to college.
I'm great with them going to college. I want them to go to college.
If they want to go to college.
Yeah, if they want to go to college.
I want them to start a business that makes billions of dollars.
That would work too.
That way I can retire.
But I do think it would be great if they lived with us through college because not only for...
Cheaper.
Yeah, way cheaper.
It's way cheaper.
Like, what was I thinking? I lived 40 minutes from my college and I...
Going to classes every day, though, it's a long drive. But I used to drive longer than that to go to high school. I did. To my senior year of high school, I lived over an hour away from my school, and I went every day. And my college was equal distance or less. And I lived on campus, but I wanted to get out of the house. Let's be honest. Like, I did not want to just stay at home.
Right.
My friends were there. There's a social aspect to it. So we went into debt to have friends that we never talk to now. you know.
Yeah, I didn't really make that many friends. Every friend I made only stayed like a semester and then left. I'm like, what's the deal?
I
Am
talked to
scaring people away.
2 friends from college pretty much. And not that frequently. I know people out there, some are like, my best friends are from college still. We still hang out. I'm like, well, okay, weirdo.
I think that's great. I think I see people.
Yeah,
the
relationships
other day,
are great.
I was driving
What's that
around. Was it when we were doing the Dogwood Trail? I don't know. We were driving around and I saw 2 girls that I went to high school with, and they were walking together for exercise. I was like, oh,
What?
look at that. They're still friends and they're
Okay,
out on a mom walk.
definitely don't hang out with anybody from high school.
Yeah.
That's,
me either.
I mean, there's a couple of people I'd like to, say hi to. That'd be cool. There's one guy who I used to be really best friends with for several years. And I have his number and I text him and he just doesn't text me back anymore. He just stopped. Like, we didn't have a fight or anything. He just doesn't no. Oh, that's Jason. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw my best friend from high school. Remember we went to that thing? It was like a square dance thing. And we had reservations, and she kind of acted like she didn't know who I was.
She was your best friend in high school?
Yeah, for the first 2 years.
I didn't know you were that close. That's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can
that
you
makes
see
that
how
situation way more
so
awkward.
Weird. I was like,
wow.
This is strange. She's like looking up our name on the list.
Who are you again? I haven't been really good friends with you since 9th grade, even though I've seen you like every month for the last 7 years.
That's really weird.
That was weird. Maybe she was trying to, give us an experience. Like, oh, hello, sir, madam.
I'm a little embarrassed that we live in Paducah because I swore I would never move back. Swore.
Yeah.
Here we are.
And
it feels like, oh, you stayed. Like when I see someone, oh, you stayed. Oh.
Yeah. I didn't shake the dust off this old, dusty town.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't stay.
I want to travel the world,
back.
Mary.
We did.
But we came back. For some reason. It's a cool town. You should move here.
Cheap. It's affordable.
It is cheap.
Ish. It's actually not that cheap anymore.
Well, compared to like any other place.
Sure. And there's nothing to do, so you save all your money.
It's great living in an economically depressed town or state because things are cheaper and there's nothing to do. Nobody puts money into any kind of entertainment. So
a penny saved is a penny earned. Sitting here like, what was that idiom about?
A stitch in time saves 9.
That's what I was going to tell you, Jason. I looked up.
Wait, hold on.
Night.
Can I make my case first?
Okay.
Last night, Emily, what were we even talking about? I don't know. Something about saving time. And you said a stitch in time saves 9. And I'm like, what does that actually mean?
And I said,
hold on. It doesn't actually mean anything. Why does it have a stitch in time? What's a stitch in time? Not sure. Saves 9. Saves 9 what?
Stitches.
What does that mean?
Let me show you. My dress has this massive hole in it. Camera, I don't know if you can see it. I thrifted this dress, didn't notice the hole. Haven't mended it. Actually, it had a ton of holes. So now I'm wondering if this has moths or something. Ah! Okay.
Should have put it in the freezer.
They look really rippy. Anyway, so if someone had noticed this hole when it was tiny and only needed to stitch it one little stitch, now it needs 9 stitches, Jason. A stitch in time saves 9 because now it's gotten bigger.
In time, like if you do it in time before it gets bigger? Is that the in time means?
No, the in time means it is saving you time.
I hear a stitch in time. And it's like, I feel like it's a time travel story or something.
No, just like if you just stitch it Benjamin Franklin made that popular in his Poor Richard's Almanac,
Well,
that phrase. So if
we all
Ben
know how
said
smart he was.
then it's valid.
Yeah.
And it truly is. It's the same thing as an ounce of prevention saves a pound of cure.
That is not an idiom people use. You just made that up.
No, people say that.
An ounce of what?
An ounce of, what is it? An ounce of prevention, is it saves? It's not saves.
This is not a real one.
It is too.
You made it up.
Something about an ounce of prevention and a pound of cure. And it makes sense because it's like if you just do a little bit, and that applies to like health especially.
Does it apply
Can't we see if you just
marsupial diseases?
Don't touch them. And I wasn't worried about it until the last day that I had them. I accidentally touched their poop on accident. And then I didn't wash my hands. I used hot water, and I had some Dr. Bronner's hand sanitizer.
I think you're good.
I used that, but I do have a lot of little cuts on my hands because I went out and was gardening and ripping out stuff. So I've got like micro cuts.
Yeah.
The poop could have gotten directly into one of the cuts. And I'm just going to have anxiety over it for a while.
Don't fall asleep on it on day 29 because it still could be there.
I know.
Think about it until it's day 31.
I know.
Then you're clear.
Yesterday, my neck and back were kind of sore, but I jumped on the trampoline with the kids and I was like flipping them. You know, the airplane flip where you like,
No, I think it's the listeria or whatever.
I don't know.
Should take some vitamin C.
I did.
I know.
Liposomal.
Well, so we think they're doing well. Can you tell me a little bit about, this was not supposed to be a podcast about, whatever, that's fine. It's interesting, I hope. But tell me a little bit about the experience of dropping them off. I don't know if the lady is a listener. I doubt it.
Doubt it. She didn't know who I was or anything.
Good. So you could tell us all the deets about this Rehabber's place.
Okay. Well, we pulled up.
Another reason for you to think you have diseases.
We were kind of going to this sketch part of town, and I messaged you, and I was like, super sketchy, but I don't know what I expected from a possum lady. Like,
yeah,
what type of person is really into raising possums?
Apparently you.
Yeah. Well, I had, not to speak highly of myself, but I had sort of high standards. They're living their life in cashmere. Where am I taking them?
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it was a little sketch.
Secondhand cashmere.
I was getting nervous. Cashmere's cashmere. There's this thing that my mom and I say if we ever go thrifting together, which is kind of rare. We should do that more. But we used to when we lived in Wisconsin. And my brother's girlfriend at the time came and visited. And we were in Wisconsin, cashmere is way more abundant than it is in Kentucky. So she was grabbing cashmere as we were thrifting.
Economically depressed.
Yes. And she was like, never leave the cashmere. The way she said it, like she wasn't trying to make a funny statement. But now, like anytime my mom and I come across cashmere, we're like, never leave the cashmere. Where was I going with that? Oh, it was kind of sketchy. And we turned down a road and then it kind of widened into farmland. And I pulled up to this magical little cottage. It looked very hippie,
That's code for run down.
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, it was cute though.
Oh.
Run down cute.
Okay.
But she had a garage in the back. She has horses. She's the only songbird rehabilitator in Western Kentucky.
Wow. Does she talk to them?
I don't know. She was talking to us. So, but she didn't seem phased by it. Like,
Wait, by what?
By birds or anything like.
I would hope not.
Yeah,
she's a professional rehabber.
So the lady in Home Alone 2 in the park with pigeons, and they just land on her, and she doesn't even flinch.
Yeah.
So we were walking into her workshop, which we're not supposed to go to. Please, nobody tell on her. She just let us in.
We're not saying where it is.
As I was like walking in to give the baby possums, a bird swooped in. And I'm kind of scared of birds when they're close to me. I love birds.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like birds with me in an enclosed space. I have a real issue with that. You're trying hard not to interrupt me.
I am.
I appreciate it. I see it in your eyes.
Yeah. So many jokes flying through my brain right now, and I just can't do it.
Flying?
Yeah. Nice one.
Tell him, Jason. You just don't have to interrupt me every sentence.
I don't know if any of you are aware. I've been run through the mill. Is that how you say it? Is that an run? No. Is that an idiom?
Surely.
I don't know. I've had it handed to me. Don't interrupt you. Don't speak your mind, Jason.
It was just a lot last week.
I was hopped up on ketones, okay?
I get it.
And so
I can't carry this podcast. People are leaving. They're like so bored. So come on,
do
you have to.
Do you think anybody's bored about
you,
the bird lady from Home Alone 2 and in the possum rehab station?
Dove swooped in, and I like, you know, and
Lord help us. Any day a bird comes into our house by accident. We've had it happen like twice. You freak the heck out. It's ridiculous. You scream and run out of the house. It's a bird.
Well, my kids call them dinosaurs.
They don't even have the ability to hurt you or do anything. It's a bird.
I do. And now that I've seen them, okay, I'm about to gag.
You're gagging.
Yes, because she rehabilitates baby birds,
and
we got to see them. And when they take a bite, they immediately turn, and it's so cute to see them in their little nest. But
oh my goodness, you're gonna make people sick.
She was feeding them, and every time they take a bite, they turn around and poop immediately. And it was so gross. I mean, they're adorable, but she had a whole little incubator of all these baby birds. It was cool. The blue martin ones were precious.
Okay, so what?
So this bird swooped in, and I was just, and she didn't even. She's like, "Oh, that's my dove." Didn't even flinch.
I would imagine not, being who she is.
Yeah. So we saw like all these animals and their cages and everything. It was great. But like that type of environment comes with poop and all the things that come with that kind of, rehabilitating. It was in a garage. Anyway, it was like pretty dirty, but up to standard, I'm sure. And
what is up to standard in that situation?
You have to get a permit to do those things.
Do they check you every now and then?
Comes to your house and looks. Anyway, it was great. Like, I truly believe that she's doing great by these animals. She is. But it's not the kind of environment that you really want your kids to like hang out in for an extended amount of time, especially not. I looked down and Alder was barefoot in there, and I was like,
typical crunchy kid in nature. What's the incubation period for him? Or whatever's in that place.
I don't know.
Oh my goodness. Well, so I have a hypothetical for you. How much money would they have to pay you to play the role of the lady from Home Alone 2, to have all the pigeons on you at all times for every scene? So you're probably filming, I don't know, she probably filmed for 10 days or something. With just birds all over her.
It's just like in my spine, that just shivery feeling.
No, that's the listeria, whatever. From
the spots. Yeah, you would have to pay me at least $100,000 a day.
Wow. Just to have birds on you. You're not even in a movie. You're standing there with birds all over you.
Oh, there's no movie?
Well,
I would need more then.
Oh, more. Oh, yeah, okay. That makes sense. At least you're doing it for the art when it's a movie, but otherwise you're just being paid to do something just weird.
Torture, yeah.
It's like, we're going to pay you $500,000 to stand here with birds on you. That sounds like YouTube today, honestly.
I could eat anything for $20.
That's gross.
But birds...
What if it was a bird?
I eat birds every day almost.
Jason.
Eggs. Chicken.
Yeah.
It's a bird.
Yeah. Well, That's that you. As long as you're not touching
I'm
them while they're
paying.
alive,
I'm paying to eat the birds.
you pay to not have to be near the
$30
live
for a
birds.
bird.
Wow, we paying what?
Huh?
How
Yeah.
much is a whole chicken?
What? What'd you
Good
say?
grief, we're going back to store bought.
Oh, we stretch it. We stretch that chicken.
So this leads me into what was supposed to be today's topic.
Hold on really quick. That lady had 25 baby possums. I just needed to put that out there.
That's a lot.
25.
You leave and she starts feeding them to her pet snakes. She's like, good. They only eat once a week. So I've got more. I mean, we're good for the rest of the year.
Surely not.
You don't know.
No, I know.
As the snake grows, so do the possums. Bigger appetite.
Okay.
All right.
What were you going to say, though? That leads you.
What?
That leads you into.
Oh, well, so I was kind of interested in the idea of type A and type B personalities. We've been wrestling with this idea on our own, just in our own lives and our own, how we're trying to run really very crunchy, how we're trying to run just our home side of things. And we both have realized that you and I are type B personalities. I'll get into that in a second. But my question is, for a lady like that, I would personally think you would have to be type A to run something like that. What do you? Is she a type A or type B? And type A being, for anybody who may not know, like the more, everything's got to be in line, right? Everything's got to be a certain way. Type B is more lackadaisical.
She was definitely type B.
How could you be type B if you're having to take care of baby animals on the clock? Don't you have to be type A to just
There's so much poop and so many just I don't know. I felt like I was treating the possums a little type A. Like at first, they had their own dropper for me to feed them.
Oh, that's crazy.
And then I was like, okay, this is weird. I'm not keeping track of two
They're
droppers.
siblings.
They're fine.
Yeah.
So to me, a type A person, I don't know. Seeing her facilities, I think she was type B. It was very magical though. So it's okay.
Yeah.
But no, I think dealing with animals, you would have to be a type B person because they're just messy and dirty. Like it would drive you crazy, wouldn't it, if you were type A dealing with animals?
I guess. I don't know.
You just constantly, which I guess, I don't know. Type B might lead to more
neglect.
Disease, not neglect, but things just not being,
She's only type A when she's getting an inspection. Like, okay, we got to clean this place up. Well, we're type B. We have discovered over the last 15 years.
Both of us.
Yeah.
And so when two B's combine, it's a capital B.
Well, let's make sure you're type B. Type A personality is typically characterized by being highly competitive, ambitious, impatient, organized, and driven.
Wait, I'm all those as well.
Often,
not organized. The rest of them.
Often with a strong sense of urgency and tendency towards stress.
Type A?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm that.
Type B personality is generally relaxed, easygoing, patient, and less competitive, with a lower sense of urgency and a more laid-back approach to life and stress.
So maybe I'm just a super messy type A person.
I feel like maybe I am too.
That's weird.
Are we type A?
No, we're type B because I am very chill. Like that doesn't really matter. Like, oh, you're ruining that. Well, whatever. Just have fun.
In my limited research, most people tend to be both, but in different areas of their life.
I can see that.
We happen to be type B in the exact same areas of our life, typically with keeping our house in order and
our house has been super clean
for
4 days.
4 days.
Like we've been on it.
Yeah.
I had no idea. And this sounds really dumb.
This is crazy.
This is really dumb.
This is crazy.
And I think that's why we were having the stitch in time conversation. if you just do it right away, just whatever it is. Whatever it is, just do it right away, right when you notice something.
Like cleanliness.
Yeah.
Like you leave a glass out or something.
Yeah.
Put it away when you're done.
Yeah. Not just, we don't really have an issue with dishes. That's not our issue. You know, some people just don't do the dishes and it just like piles up and piles up.
Uh-huh.
Like our dishes are we're not dirty.
Yeah.
We're messy.
Yeah, mine's usually
things,
like papers
just
and
leaving whatever.
clothes.
Clothes
On the ground.
We're pretty bad about that. I don't know why we have clothes everywhere. Like our kids just get naked in the living room.
No, I do too.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we'll just come in and I'll be like, tick check. And they drop their clothes and then they just sit there.
Yeah.
Or,
okay. No, they're going to the bath. They're not sitting in our living room just naked all the time.
I'm talking about the clothes.
Well, it's not translating. I just need to make sure people understand. Why are their kids naked and just sitting in the living room?
The clothes are sitting
they're
there.
going to the bath.
Or I don't know. I'm just trying to think of why.
We change them into their night clothes. They throw it onto the living room floor, and it's like.
Yeah, but
we leave it there.
I think part of it is like most people go to bed in their bed. I lay down with our kids in our bed and then you carry them up to their bed.
Yeah.
So like there are just there's too many moving parts, too much movement. Why can't we keep up with our toothbrushes? Like that every night. Well, for the last 4 days, though.
We know where the toothbrushes are.
But for 7 years, we can't find the children's toothbrush.
Because they brush them as they're going out throughout the whole house.
Yeah, well, who can they just stand there for 2 minutes?
But then they just set them down wherever they are when they are done. And then their toothbrushes are gone for, like, the toothbrush fairy comes in and steals them and hides them under a couch or in the garage or something. And it's like, why? Why are they gone? And we can't find them when it's time for the kids to brush their teeth again. It's really annoying.
So then I did the math. What was it? It was something like 1,000 hours we've spent looking for toothbrushes.
Well, that wasn't Ginny Urich's plan. A new movement. 1,000 hours searching for toothbrushes.
I think it was more than 1,000 hours.
Could have been
every
spent
night
outside.
For 7 years, we were looking for a toothbrush for 5 to 10 minutes.
We should write a book about it. 1,000 hours searching. What I learned searching for our children's toothbrushes after 1,000 hours.
Like, why has it taken me this long to be like, nope, stand here. Okay, take it to the sink.
Yeah.
Take the toothbrush to the sink right now.
Yeah. Nope. No, we like the little scavenger hunt every night and morning.
But it's for everything. I mean, I've probably wasted such a large portion of my life just looking for things.
Yeah.
Just can't find them because I don't put it back where it goes.
And that is the type B-ness of, well, they can't say that.
Don't say Venus. For that matter, don't say anus.
Wow. In my B-NESS or wow, you can't say either. It is crude either way. What a interesting thing we've discovered just now. There's no good description.
Why is it so funny to us? 'Cause we're like
in my anus, you can't say it. A-NESS.
Okay.
This is borderline
in
explicit.
my type B.
In my type B, and you got to take a 3-second pause and say Ness.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh man, I'm sorry, people with children. What was I saying? In my type B personality trait,
the searching for things.
well, it's always about it's always about organization.
And I think part of the problem is we've never had a system.
Yeah. So what we've done is we are creating systems. We have to become type A to create systems that work and help support our type B-NESS.
Because we're driving ourselves crazy.
Because we're driving ourselves crazy, looking for stuff, cleaning stuff up, having a messy house.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I think earlier, like at the beginning of the year, I said I wanted my house to be drop by ready.
Yeah.
It hasn't
And it
happened.
never happened until this week.
Anybody can drop by.
Drop by right now. Just don't come into the podcast room.
Or the laundry room.
You know how type B I am right now? I have garden work gloves right here.
Why?
I don't know. Because I threw them over here. I had them. I was carrying stuff upstairs and I probably threw them over there.
What do I have behind my chair?
A pile of socks. A giant pile of socks under a computer. For people watching, can I grab a camera?
I don't think you should.
I'm showing this.
This isn't from me.
There is a pile of socks and a computer. A giant pile.
I can explain that.
Yes. So that is. I mean,
let me
I don't
explain
even
the socks.
want to. I can't show you the other side of the room.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad. I'm not gonna show it.
Actually, that side looks pretty clean except for the like cords all over the floor. The socks. I just decided quite a while ago I didn't want to fold socks. I don't wear socks.
So there they lay.
No, that wasn't me. I don't fold socks. I don't wear socks. I'm not interested in socks. I'm over the sock game. Like, don't. Unless I really have to because it's so cold. I hate socks. So I just decided I was not doing the sock thing anymore. And then I just left them. And I was like, you're going to have to deal with the socks. I'm not doing it. And so then we just started piling them in a basket. And then the basket got too full. And so you were like, I said, can you deal with these socks? And you just shoved them in the podcast room closet. You shoved all the socks for like over a year.
Well,
we've
we
been
hardly
coming up.
wear socks.
Yeah, but we've been.
Why do we have so many socks? There's like 1,000 socks right there. We wear like 2 pairs of socks a year.
None of them are mine.
I know. Well, you actually don't ever wear socks unless you're wearing boots. You wear boots like 7 times a year.
And sometimes I go barefoot in boots. It drives you crazy. You're like, how are you doing that?
How in the world can you do that?
So
that's crazy.
Then you needed room for stuff in the closet. So you just took all the socks and dumped them behind my chair.
Yeah.
I don't know why my computer's over there. I think 2 weeks ago I was on a podcast and
Yeah.
I set it up right here and then just
set the computer there.
there.
Well, you never use it. So it's like, yeah, probably should just set it on the shelf.
We actually own an iPad. When your mother passed away, when your mom died, we got her iPad. And we have used it on a long road trip. We let our kids watch a movie. And we were looking for it the other day. And we could not find it. We couldn't find it anywhere. It was in the garage.
Well, that is a good testament to how we don't use much screen time for our children. We didn't even know where the iPad was, and it was in the garage.
And we don't park in our garage.
No.
So.
Yeah, that's not like a sly way of saying it was actually in our car.
No.
Used all the time.
It was just, we can't park in our garage.
No. Because of our type B-NESS.
It's like mortifying if our garage is open and someone pulls up like, close the garage.
So we haven't quite taken the steps to become type A for our garage yet.
With the
or
fridges
upstairs.
of our home.
Right.
The podcast room.
Well, yeah.
The laundry room. The garage.
Yeah.
I have a closet
We're close. We're closet room.
Well, it's just an unfinished room. We didn't have room when we were co-sleeping and like mega bed. There wasn't. Where do you put all the dressers and stuff? So we just put my dresser in this unfinished.
I think all we're doing right now is just telling the world how screwed up we are.
Our life is. We should hire a professional organizer. How much does that cost?
Too much. I'm not doing it.
Well, sometimes I'll go through something and be like, I'm going to get so organized. But then you have to keep it that way. And
I've watched the Mary Kondo, whatever her name is.
Spark Joy thing.
I'm sure I'm saying her name wrong, and I'm so sorry. I have no idea other than the 2 minute.
So
Okay, I don't know who she is.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've seen her show like twice in my life, and it's all well and good, but like you're gonna fold your shirt just like this and stick it in a drawer.
Upright.
And it's like, I'm never gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
And these organization things is like, also if you have no things. Like
that's why minimalist became such a big trend, because people were so overwhelmed that they're like, just get rid of it all.
But you need some of it.
Yeah, that's
I
the
need
thing.
my things.
You can't. Well, we actually do for production.
Yeah.
But also, it's so handy to have some things like, oh, you want to make a puffball monster? Sure, I have that tucked right over here
in my junk drawer.
Yeah,
that's
craft
been
supplies
filled to the brim for 47 months.
This is like, we have this cute little dresser in our living room, and the middle drawer we shoved full of stuff from our memory box 2 years ago for a video.
Yeah.
Was it? Or like, yeah.
Over a year ago, at least.
About a Father's Day card that
yeah.
we weren't going to throw away. We just needed it visually. So we shoved all this stuff in this drawer, like to the max for this video. And then we never emptied it, and that drawer has stayed like that for the whole time. It's just full of all the stuff from that video. And it's so annoying because, like, sometimes I'll be looking for something and I, like, open that drawer.
Well,
and
it's
like,
not in that drawer. You know that. Well, it eliminates a possibility. So it has a use.
Mm-hmm.
At what degree is this, like
hoarder?
But it's not, because we're not just accumulating all the stuff.
Yeah,
that fulfills a different need.
Yeah.
Ours is, and I don't want to say that it's laziness either, because we are very hardworking at other things. It's like lazy in one area.
But I don't
because you're not lazy in others.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's not laziness, because we just discovered 4 days ago that we can do it. You just have to do it in the moment, whatever it is.
It's all in the moment. That's the key. Do it in the moment.
Which I guess it applies to everything other than just cleaning. It's answering emails. You know how just bad I am about answering emails sometimes?
I know.
Well, it's not my fault. I have type BNESS.
People reach out to me on Instagram. Hey, I emailed you. I've emailed you 4 times. And I'm like,
quit spamming us!
Jason.
If you've emailed me 4 times and I don't answer, I don't want to talk to you. Maybe.
I don't even have the password to the email.
Well, you have it available to you. It's not like I'm keeping it from you, Emily.
I'm just saying, like, it's not me. It's not me. Just respond to the emails, Jason.
It takes effort. And I have effort going into other things like editing videos and keeping this account alive. Can't answer an email about, I have ballpoint pens I'd like you to feature on your video. I'm not doing that. Unless it's really good. Unless I really like it. And it writes really well. I've never gotten an email about ballpoint pens, but if you make ballpoint pens, leave a review. I'd love to see what that one's like. All right. Well, I don't have any. I had like a whole bunch of different things about people who marry, like type A and type B.
That. I feel like opposites attract. So I've seen relationships where it's like, well, they're the one who does the cooking and the cleaning and the everything and keeps the household running. Mm-hmm. And the other one's kind of the fun parent. But we're both the fun parent. Yeah. But I do the cooking.
I cook sometimes.
You keep saying that.
I make breakfast, usually. Not today for you. I made it for the kids. All right.
Except when I make breakfast the night before as my life hack.
That is a nice life hack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Type A marriage between two type B personalities can be a rewarding and fulfilling experience characterized by peace, understanding, and a shared appreciation for the present. However, it is important for both partners to be aware of potential challenges and work together to maintain a balanced and fulfilling relationship.
I could see that
I could see
because
that.
neither one of us wants to do the annoying stuff. So, the household things. So then when one ends up being the one to do it, which has been me for a long time, I feel like you are now sort of
it drives me crazy, the mess and stuff.
Yeah, but I've really been for the longest time the one, because you were going to work and everything, and,
right.
It's basic. It's my responsibility. I'm the homemaker failing.
Nah.
I could see how it would feel like annoying that the other person isn't contributing to that.
Mm-hmm.
But then when the person who's keeping up with all that just decides not to because they have other things they want to pursue, and then the other person isn't picking up the slack.
Yeah.
Then one person is eventually going to have to do it.
Yeah.
And so I could see how it would cause bitterness. Why am I the one spending my time doing it?
Right.
Versus you.
Well,
I guess that's in any marriage.
Right.
But
you're just describing marriage.
Yeah. But I feel like,
You're describing
when
men
there's
and women.
a clear personality, there's a clear type A personality. Do they take joy in doing those things? Do they enjoy it more? Or is it just something that drives them crazy so they have to do it right
I think it depends. I think it depends on the person. Yeah. And obviously personality types are way more complex than type A and type B. But this says two type A individuals often share a strong desire for achievement and may find it easier to collaborate on goals, both personal and professional. There's our type A-NESS coming in. It is very true that you and I are both. It's spectrum, just like everything. Crunchy's a spectrum. Life is a spectrum. Personality types are a spectrum. A-B personality types are a spectrum. And it just depends on what is your type B-NESS in your life, and what is your type A in your life. Because you're not all of one thing, unless you are.
That would be crazy. Because
I'm type B in everything.
I am type A when I'm hosting having a party.
Yeah.
It has to be how I want it. It will drive me crazy especially if somebody's trying to help me.
Mm-hmm.
I can recognize that someone's trying to be nice, but I'm just don't touch it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't take it. I just want to do it all by myself, and I want it to look how I want it to look, and I want it to be perfect, except one person that has my same taste. Everyone else kind of drives me crazy if they try to help.
Barely type B. I think you might be completely type A except for certain areas. And now that we clean our house, you're all the way type A.
I can see that.
Gosh.
I try to let you iron my linen.
Completely type A.
I'm there is a wrinkle on
I
the
know.
Shoulder. What are you doing?
You're type A. I always thought you were type B. You are type A.
But I'm kind of artsy. And
that doesn't mean you can't be artsy. You can be type A about artsy. You go over scripts with a pen. This is not the line. This is not how it should be written. Edit it this way. You're not mean, but you are type A.
I used to be mean.
Holy cow. Yeah. But
I had to rein it in. Yeah.
We worked through it.
But my type A is fueled by anger too. That's where it's weird. It's
why are you such an idiot? Do it right. You've never called me an idiot. Did you know that there are type C and type D personalities?
What?
I think they made it up.
Yeah.
I think they made it up. A type C personality is characterized by conscientiousness, analytical thinking, and a tendency to suppress negative emotions. They are often detail-oriented, cautious, and prefer a peaceful, organized environment. Type C individuals are generally analytical, objective, relying on facts and research rather than emotions when making decisions.
Well, that sounds like you. So
I don't know.
what they did is the type A people and the type B people, the people who are hardcore on the type A, type B personality, they're like, what's this ENFP?
Yeah.
INTJ stuff. No, we're coming up with type C.
Here's a C for you.
D.
D personality is characterized by its predisposition to psychological distress, often associated with chronic negative affectivity and social inhibition, especially when dealing with baby possums and the worry of diseases.
Yeah. Okay.
Type D is for disease.
So I feel like
yeah, it's type A or type B. People are just I don't feel defined by either of those.
Personality type podcast.
I know. Well, this is different.
But it was different because we were talking about Enneagram and
from the general knowledge standpoint of what type A and type B personalities are. I can't believe that we just now discovered that you are type A.
I know. I've been B my whole life. I distinctly have this, like, I've always been super messy. Mm-hmm. I am just a messy person.
That's the only thing I can think of that you are possibly type B in. Everything else, I'm pretty sure you're type A.
My closet in college, we had these like janky dorm rooms that had open closets, and they were only like 3 feet wide.
Yeah, I remember those.
And I don't even you had to be type A. So I bought a curtain so I can just shove everything in there.
Yeah.
I bought a matching one for my roommate so that it looked cute, you know. But I mean, half the time my clothes were just tumbling out of it and the curtain just like draped to cover them, you know, like, but I would never let someone in my room while the clothes were just tumbling out. But I walked in one day and like everything was just like such a mess pouring out of my closet. And my roommate had a friend in there and I was just like, so horribly.
Sorry about the mess. My roommate's a pig.
Yeah, I know. Well, it was like very clear. The rest of our room looked good. It was very clear, like, she's the problem. That's probably why she only stayed a semester.
Well, I had a friend, or two friends in college. They roomed together. And
they were disgusting.
They were absolutely disgusting. They had all of their like food trays or what, like containers,
takeout containers.
Yeah, then they just stacked them in their room when they were done. They didn't throw them away. They stacked them.
That's hoarder.
They
level.
Still had food in them.
Oh,
some
gross.
of it, like parts of it, and then their sink. They would brush their teeth and spit in the sink, and they wouldn't wash out the sink, and like it was crusted with just like toothpaste all in it. I'm like, both of you are this way. This is weird. You guys are disgusting.
See, and I feel like our type B has never been like that.
No.
We're not gross.
That's just,
type B.
But I don't even think they're that way now. I mean, they're married, so, you know, they're probably not wives are like, no, this is not, you're disgusting.
Did they have beard hair stuck
yes.
in the
their toothpaste? Yes, they would shave. And I was like, you guys are disgusting. What is this? I
remember when we were dating and you would go to their room and then you'd be like, their room is so nasty. It's
but
so
they knew
gross.
It. They thought it was funny.
But guys can get away with that too.
Yeah.
Like girls aren't allowed to be like that.
Yeah, if you do that, you're a horrible person.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what are you doing? Go clean that up. You're a woman. All right. Well, leave a comment. Let us know about your type A-NESS or type B-NESS. What are you? I would like to say we got a lot of good positive feedback from putting video on Spotify, and now you can see our sock hoarder nest if you go over there. It is potentially we're experimenting with it. We don't know if it's going to stay around.
I can't believe you. I didn't even realize
I know.
the socks were back here.
I know. I saw it in your face. Like I thought maybe you were like setting me up for this, and then I'm like, oh, she actually has no idea there's socks behind there. A mountain of them. Oh my
I'm
goodness.
ashamed. Well,
well, yeah, I'm not. I come up here almost every week when they're getting ready for church or something. Like, well, I need socks.
and you get them from behind my chair?
Yeah, every time.
We should just figure that out.
I like it. I can find them pretty quickly.
Because they're just spread out. And
Spread out socks are
actually,
the best.
we have chosen for this to be our sock spot.
It's
right?
our system.
Why is the computer there then?
You did that. No, I probably had to get it out of the way for the podcast.
Yeah, I probably didn't do that.
Yeah, I did it.
I left the computer.
It's like, well,
I'll
there's a
just leave
computer
things.
here that has been left here. I guess I'm going to set it on top of the socks to get it out of the camera view. Like, you see our stuff on video, it's like, their place looks immaculate. It's like,
I get messages all the time. How do you keep your house so clean?
we shoot it
Film in
vertical.
But not
But not
now.
anymore. Now we're going widescreen, everybody.
I mean, I'm telling you.
Ultra widescreen.
I took a video of my kid making a pot holder today.
Didn't even care.
Didn't even have to think about what was behind him because it was just beautiful.
I feel like we're children. We just learned a basic life skill.
I'm glad that we figured it out now. It's not too late for our kids. We can instill this within them and they can.
They're definitely type B as of right now. Maybe all kids are actually, though. Naturally type B. No, that's not true. It depends on what they're into. Never mind.
I think it's
I'm not getting into child psychology
I
right
think
now.
it's
out of my element.
habit training.
I'm not
Honestly,
in my lane.
I think what I've heard, and I think this is Charlotte Mason, is
She's a good lady.
if your child isn't creating good habits, they're creating bad ones.
What does she know? She didn't even have kids. Tell me about my kids.
So
She didn't even hang out with kids, I bet.
she did. She was a teacher.
In the 1800s, I bet she smacked their hands with a ruler when they were unruly.
I don't think she was into corporal punishment.
They all were in the 1800s. That was just that was a teacher's
remember
MO.
that book that I read to
Was she from the
you?
1800s?
I think so.
Oh. But, all right. Were we done? Was that the end of our conversation? Did we conclude anything?
People like a conclusion, a good
All right.
conclusion. So our conclusion is do it right away and freeze your wool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Do it right away. And any tasks that you're doing, like clean up.
People are
Emails.
like, yeah, duh.
Yeah. Email me back, please.
No,
Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah.
yeah, like you guys are just now, you've been married 15 years.
38 years old, learning how to clean my bedroom. We just started making our bed the last 4 days.
Yep. Never have we been bed makers.
We only used to make our bed when someone was coming to visit. And even then, we
Maybe.
didn't. We was like, well,
Close
just
the door.
closing the door today.
Right.
But we've been making our bed every single day for 4 days. This makes us sound really sad.
Really sad. But hey,
That's why you guys are
funny,
here.
right?
You are, I hope so. You are our community, and we feel like we can tell you these things. We would never post this to actual social. But you are our people. So thank you for sticking around, especially those of you still listening. We've been rambling for the last 10 minutes. If you're still here, man,
You're in the cult.
you're in the cult. Thank you for joining our cult.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. Oh, were you going to say something about the Modern Homestead Convention?
You should go ahead.
If you live in the Northwest or anywhere and are willing to fly to the Northwest or drive, it might take you a while.
Yeah.
Then you should check out the Modern Homestead Convention. I'll be there speaking, I think, possibly about being a homemaker.
Hey, well, this is material.
I have been making our home
Mhm.
a home for a while.
You painted our door yesterday.
And all the windows and trim. That was not a small feat.
Yeah.
No, I'm not sure what I'm talking about. I think it's in
You
an
should,
email.
because we signed a contract for what you're going to talk about.
You better tell me. You signed the contract.
I sign all your
Yeah.
contracts.
So you need to let me know.
Legal
what I'm gonna be talking about.
disclaimer.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you've got this.
if you want to come learn about homesteading and then whatever I'm talking about, it will be a good time. So check out Modern Homestead.
It'll be a link in the description.
Is that what you're gonna say?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
no, it wasn't. But
it's in June.
Yep. All right.
Right.
Thanks for listening.
Wait, here is one thing.
Oh my goodness.
This month, this is my type B-NESS. I went to get my Azure order pickup on the wrong day. Just showed up and no one was there.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks later, I took the kids to a birthday party.
Yeah.
On the wrong day. Just totally.
And you've also forgotten to get the milk today.
No, I'm going to get it. It's all in here.
It's all in. That's what's scary.
The problem. I do have a planner. Someone just sent me a planner.
She has no idea where it is, but
yeah.
You know what? Okay, here we go. You know what saying I hate? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
No, if you fail to plan, then you're up for adventure.
I love it. Love it. We should end on that note.
Okay.
If you fail to plan, you're up for adventure in your type B-NESS.
You guys have a good week.
All right. See you next time.
Bye.